Betrayal never comes from your enemies. By definition, an enemy cannot betray you because you never trusted them to begin with. Betrayal is a luxury reserved only for those you have allowed close to your heart, your business, and your secrets. It is the knife in the dark from the hand you once shook in the light. But here is the cold truth that most people miss: a backstab is rarely a sudden impulse. It is the final physical act of a long, slow psychological decay. Before someone betrays you, they have already betrayed you 1,000 times in their mind. They have spent weeks, perhaps months, justifying their treachery to themselves. Today, we are going to decode the subtle shifts in behavior that happen before the knife is ever drawn. We are going to explore the 6 warning signs that a close ally is turning into a Judas, and you must pay absolute attention to sign number 3. It is a subtle shift in their humor that reveals a hidden, rotting resentment that is about to turn into a strike. I am your host, and this is the Human Decoded. To survive in any hierarchy, you must understand the loyalty baseline. Most people are loyal only as long as their interests align with yours. The moment the cost of loyalty exceeds the benefit of betrayal, the clock starts ticking. The first sign of an impending betrayal is the information withdrawal. In a healthy alliance, information flows freely. You share plans, ideas, and daily updates. But when someone is preparing to turn against you, they subconsciously begin to silo themselves. They stop sharing their long-term plans. They become vague about their whereabouts or who they are meeting with. This is because they are already building a new reality, a reality that does not include you. If a once transparent partner suddenly becomes a black box, they aren't just being private, they are mentally disconnecting from the partnership to minimize the guilt of the upcoming strike. The second sign is the shift in moral alignment. Before a person betrays you, they must first convince themselves that you are the villain. This is a psychological defense mechanism called self-justification. To make the betrayal palatable, they start criticizing your ethics, your decisions, or your character over small, insignificant things. They are looking for reasons to hate you so that when they finally cross you, they can tell themselves they did the right thing. If an ally who used to support your vision suddenly starts nitpicking your morality or acting offended by your standard operating procedures, watch closely. They are building the legal case in their head for why you deserve what is coming. Now, we reach the third sign, the most overlooked signal in human dynamics, the passive-aggressive jest. Pay very close attention to how their jokes change. When an ally is beginning to resent your power or your position, that resentment will leak out through humor. They will make sarcastic comments about your success, your habits, or your leadership, and then quickly follow it up with, "I'm just kidding." They aren't kidding. They are testing the waters. They are using jokes to say the things they are too cowardly to say directly. This is the sound of their subconscious venting the pressure of their jealousy. If the jokes start to feel like tiny needles, know that those needles will soon turn into a blade. A person who respects you doesn't make you the punchline of a hidden insult. The fourth sign is the unusual proximity to your rivals. A Judas rarely acts alone. They look for a new nest before they leave the old one. If you notice your ally suddenly developing a professional curiosity about your competitors or people you have explicitly distanced yourself from, the transition has already begun. They will frame it as networking or keeping options open, but in reality, they are shopping for a new master. They are testing their value on the open market. In dark psychology, we call this triangulation. They are using your rival to create leverage against you, or worse, they are handing over your intel as a dowry to join the enemy's camp. The fifth sign is the emotional flattening. Betrayal is a high-stress event. To cope with the anxiety of being a traitor, many people will enter a state of emotional compartmentalization. They will become cold, robotic, or unusually detached in your presence. The warmth, the shared laughs, and the personal connection die out. This is because it is much easier to stab a stranger than it is to stab a friend. By removing the emotion from the relationship, they are numbing themselves to the pain they are about to cause you. If the person who used to be your biggest cheerleader suddenly becomes a cold observer, they have already checked out of the relationship. They are just waiting for the right moment to announce their departure. Finally, the sixth sign is the defensive aggression. Have you ever asked a simple, innocent question about a project or a plan, and had your ally blow up in a fit of rage? "Why are you tracking me? Don't you trust me? I'm doing all the work here." This is a classic guilt projection. Because they know they are being dishonest, they assume you suspect them. They interpret your normal questions as accusations. By getting aggressive and playing the victim, they force you to back off and apologize, giving them more room to continue their treachery in secret. It is a smokescreen of anger designed to hide a fire of deceit. Surviving betrayal isn't about being paranoid, it's about being socially literate. You must realize that loyalty is a dynamic state, not a permanent one. People change, and as your power grows, the jealousy of those around you grows with it. By spotting these 6 signs early, you gain the most valuable asset in any conflict: time. Time to move your assets, time to change your passwords, and time to strike first if necessary. Do not wait for the knife to enter your back before you believe the person holding it is no longer your friend. Have you ever looked back at a betrayal and realized the signs were there all along? Was it a joke that went too far or a sudden coldness you couldn't explain? Decode your story in the comments below. Your experience might save someone else from the same fate. In our next episode, we will decode the psychology of the apex predator, how to identify and handle truly dangerous personalities in the workplace and in life. The board is moving, and you must stay 3 steps ahead. Until next time, keep your allies close, but keep your eyes closer. Keep decoding.